Good morning guys, Sergeant Foos here with a video on version 0.0.9. I hope I can show you a bit of how the tool works. So we're in a domination mission. It's an online server. The area of operations is pretty close by and it has a rigorous air defense system, so hopefully we don't get shot down. Let's try to get a bit of altitude. The A10, the wipeout is pretty slow and heavy, so let's give it a try. I have the iPad application running, which hopefully is visible right now. So as you can see, we're in Athena and I'm flying over here. When we toggle the video, the vehicles or the units, we can clearly see this is us. So one thing I want to show you is that when we place a marker, you can give it a color. So I placed an AA spawn with a custom icon, and when we toggle to the overlay, as you can see right now, this is where the marker has shown. We can toggle those with a new toggle button, Arma Markers. Oh, let's keep my plane in the air. We do need a bit more altitude to not get shut down. Let's see if I can manage. So this is where the actual stuff is happening. There is our HQ, which is the mission in domination. So let's throw a new marker. Let's make this an objective. HQ prio 1 target. And as we can see on the iPad, this is the new marker. So we have the actual stuff we always had. So in version 9, the actual AO, the area of operation, is now visible from domination. Let me try to keep my plane in the air. This can be toggled, by the way, if you don't like it. We announced the I-TGT markers from the firewheel modification, the workshop mod firewheel. Let me show you how that works. Try to get a bit of altitude. So let's see if we want to make this HQ, if we want to make that a I-TGT target. You point your camera to it and you press the POI. Let's go here. As we can see, this is an I-TGT marker. So when we bring the iPad, we have the exact I-TGT marker, which can be toggled, by the way. And the other option is to press and hold the iPad, and then I just place my finger on a place, and then a blue button, Save TGT, becomes active and shows on the right. The idea behind this is that you can use on the right side of the iPad, you can use the copy paste button, which brings the 8-digit value. So if I show you in here, this is where you can place your 8-digit. That's where the copy paste button comes from. So on the iPad you can delete those, they will disappear. If we want to delete a real I-TGT marker from the mod, you can delete the coordinates from here, and as you can see on our iPad it disappeared as well. So that's two-way from the actual I-TGT system. So let's fly back to the AO and see how it works out. So in I-TGT you can always search manually for the target and press the designate button on the left side, but for now we're gonna use the POI button. There's our target again. So let's put our GPS guided bombs on the actual target. There we go. And now in the game you go to your GPS guided bombs and make sure that you press the F key one more time to have this squiggly on the right top of the screen, because now you put your bombs in GPS mode, and if you drop one on the left side of the screen in game, you see the GPS mode has been activated. So this might miss because I think I misaligned my selector button. Let's see. Boom, there it goes. Almost. And that's because I misaligned the button. On our tool we can see two markers now. Label. For future releases I'm investigating if I can cooperate with FireRail to do the labeling universal and the same. So that's how the actual marker with the toggle buttons work, and also the manual placing of I-TGT. So keep in mind, doing it on my tool on the iPad, it doesn't bring the marker to I-TGT. So if I place one with my finger or with the mouse key in a browser, my tool detects if you're running it on an iPad or a browser. With a browser you use the T button on the keyboard or the middle mouse. On a tablet it gives you that save TGT button, which is now gray, and when I place my finger it becomes blue. I also added a little button to hide this tool because you might not need it. I have the actual X and Y coordinates from the game, which can be useful to tell troops where stuff is going and happening. The side missions are also visible if the domination has a side mission. When this AO is done, this map shows you a bunch of yellow flags which players can choose for the next mission. That is, by the way, also visible on my tool. You can't press the yellow icons, the flags on the iPad, so it's just visible representation on the iPad. You can't press and select the new mission on the iPad. So in here, yeah, you would see a bunch of yellow flags where the next mission is going to be. I'm looking into improving that as well. So previous version also had these toggle buttons on the side if you want to do full screen. Depends on your choice. What else is new? The spawn markers is new, so let me disable a bunch of stuff. Spawn markers, so this mission, for instance, it has little mission site spawn places like this DSM thingy. It has a FARP, it has an ammo box. I think on the actual runway there's a bunch more. So we have the ammo base, the vehicle repair stuff, that's all visible. Bonus vehicle spawn points. So that's what the spawn marker thing does. So yeah, overall I'm personally quite pleased with how this works. You can actually now use the iPad, see all the important stuff that is necessary for your missions and planning ahead. So in one of the previous versions, the rendering of the shorelines had improved. There's still a bunch of work to do to get it perfectly aligned. Some building stuff like fences and hedges, they were rotated. Let me give you an example. In the base there was quite a bit missing. So as you can see here, there are these blocks those are bushes, green bushes. In the actual world those were all twisted and wrong, so that has been corrected. There is a dirt track here in the forest, which is basically a walk dirt track, not a road dirt track. That was grey, blocky, ugly, and now as you can see it shows as a brown line, which gives you a better feel of where bush tracks are. The runway at the moment, when we jump into the game, the runway is clear at the moment, so it's green. When a vehicle or a plane is on top of the runway, it becomes red. My tool now does the same, so green on the map, green on the iPad. So that's nice. In the area of operations we have some critical missions, some objectives. Let me show you. So one of the objectives is the HQ, which needs to be destroyed, the tower needs to be destroyed, and those little military posts need to be occupied. If we jump back into the tool, the radio tower is always visible in the game on the server. The cams are visible. So if we compare those black things are the tower, the cams, which needs to be captured. When they are captured they become blue. On my tool they become blue as well. Radio tower is always visible, HQ is not, so I decided also not to show the actual HQ in here. So we have the radio tower but not the HQ, to make it match with what the actual server settings are, because I believe that the server administrator can say, hey, those are visible or not. He has some custom domination settings which he can do, and to give it a bit of a match and look and feel, I decided to do the same, except for the spawn markers. The spawn markers are not visible in the actual server setting on this one. So when we go in the map, you do see the ammo point. Here it is. So you do see the ammo point, but you don't see the vehicle spawn markers, the gray ones. So that's why I decided to match it. That might change in the future, because if server admins don't like you to see where vehicles are spawning, okay, fair. Let's have a look. Other than that, yeah, I think that's about it. The orbits are still here, which you can press and jump to. Locations are here with X and Y coordinates, which you can press and you jump into whatever you press. So Bellevue, Banana Plantation, it focuses you. A bit of work in progress is the follow of the units button. So follow active player in vehicles. It doesn't always work. So let me respawn. This server will bring you to the shoreline, the nearest shoreline. And if I press follow now, you can see it focused on my player. And what I also changed is so now when I press the follow button, it focuses on my unit. So what I also changed is that when you zoom out, the button becomes deactivated. By the way, in domination servers, when you die, you become a civilian. Not sure if we can see that. Yeah, the civilian side is visible as well and selectable. See, I'm dead, so I became a civilian. You can do that, and I also changed that when you press on one of the units, it's the focus. So yeah, guys, I hope you like what you see. It's been a long way to get here. Spent out many tokens, AI tokens, to do all this stuff. If you want to help improve, have some ideas or stuff you want to share with me, yeah, you're more than welcome to help. Donations, there's a donate button in the top left corner of the iPad 2. If you want to donate, that is more than welcome, because that helps me financing all the AI tokens. So now I'm following my unit when I walk around. It follows me. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you like what you see. That's it for today. Guys, have a good day. This was Sergeant Foos. Sergeant Foos out.